Hey guys, salut mes amis och hallå gubbar. CS2 has been promoted with Sub-Tick, which was going to be the final nail in the coffin to finally end the 64 versus 128 tick debate. But there's been reports that Faceit is hosting CS2 servers on 128 tick versus Valve's 64 tick, even on CS2. Let's talk about that right after Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is an automated service that lets you trade skins instantly for a fee, sign up now, and get up to $5 bonus. Simply add items from your inventory, then find skins that matches your current balance. Site offers live support 24/7. You can also top up your balance if you're missing a few dollars, and there's a lot of skins to choose from. Visit my link down below to get to Skins Monkey. I remember when CSGO was new and no one knew anything about anything. It took some time for people to start talking about Valve's servers feeling off and how 64 tick was the reason for shots not registering. Once people understood, it was too late. Most went to platforms like Faceit, which also had a reliable anti-cheat. But more importantly, it was the servers and the tick rate which eventually ended up being the biggest selling point. And because Valve's matchmaking servers were 64 tick, it separated the player base. This has been a problem for over 10 years, so seeing this information is kinda sad. We don't want to have to go back to separating the player base again. But is it a big deal? Really, technically speaking? Now, if you guys remember, I made 2 videos analyzing packets for CSGO and CS2 servers, and my conclusion was that CS2 servers look very similar to a 64 tick server in CSGO. And this post by MrMaxim also confirms this. However, that doesn't mean it will behave the same as a 64 tick CSGO server, and I think this paints the picture that Faceit has just better servers. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they are. We just assume so because of the difference in CSGO that we all know. But even from a lot of people who have access to the beta are forgetting something here. Sub-Tick. Sub-Tick is a feature with real merit, and we've seen it work in CS2. You can feel it when playing deathmatch. Every single bullet is hitting and registering, and the damage output once you're dead is accurate. Not only that, a Reddit user known as Mr. Piper made a post a couple days ago showing the accuracy difference of CS2 and CSGO. He made a script showing it in action on paint, then he ran that script in CSGO where you can see his shots missing, but in CS2 they're all hitting. This means that shots more accurately represent where you were aiming when you fired in CS2. It also means that paint is more accurate than CSGO. In conclusion, what you see is really what you get. And also something that I haven't seen anyone talk about, if you watched the video on Sub-Tick, they're not using 64 tick, they're using 128 tick as the example in the video to compare it with. Valve is speaking our language here, and they are trusting Sub-Tick to be on par. So, Faceit's CS2 servers are reportedly running on 128 tick. But with that said, the tick rate difference feels more and more like just a number. The biggest issue with Valve's own servers was proof of shots not registering. But the Sub-Tick system has merit, and the same issues are not appearing in CS2. We should be happy about this because the main issue is solved. So, I think a lot of people are putting too much weight on the fact that Faceit is running their servers on 128 tick because that doesn't mean the same thing as it once did. And let's look at it from Faceit's point of view. When Counter-Strike 2 was announced, we got 3 videos, one of them having a direct impact on their service. With Sub-Tick, it means players wouldn't have to run over to third-party platforms to simply feel like their shots are registering. Then, Valve released their 4th video showcasing the new Premier system with a leaderboard and a rating, which basically translates to ELO. And all of this is built into CS2 with no need to install anything else. Now, if you're Faceit or any other platform, you'd naturally be concerned about these developments, as they could significantly affect the player base you've built up over time. And jokes online about Faceit being done doesn't really help them. So Faceit needs to stand out. And one of the ways they could do it is to host 128 tick CS2 servers. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're better now that we have Sub-Tick, but it's still familiar to see 128 tick. Now, Faceit, along with other platforms, still offer great features like hubs, tournaments, leagues, and probably most importantly, additional anti-cheat measures. So what's the takeaway here, folks? CS2 is definitely stepping up its game. We used to run to third-party platforms just to make sure our shots actually hit something, but now Sub-Tick is making sure that isn't a problem. Faceit and other platforms are not just going to go extinct. But let's be real, they might lose some players who are now pretty happy with what CS2 is offering. And about this whole tick rate drama, we need to look at it from a new perspective. Sub-Tick is working, so let's not get too hung up on numbers and specs. If you made it this far and you want to leave a comment, type watched so I know you've made it to the end. It's just easier to talk with people with full context. Peace.
Nice. Goat.